Eto ho ngayon, iniimbestigahan ho namin kasi pasok na ho sa piskalya. Ay, ma'am, sa NBI, ayan ho'y kinuha na ng sworn statement. Simple lang hong aming sasabihin sa inyo, kayo mga taga-Pagadian, hindi na ho to kwentuhan, investigahan na ho to. Kinakailangan na ho namin ng mga material evidence, hindi lang ho testimonial evidence based on interviews, rather documentary evidence. So lahat ho namin ang gagamiting pamantayan ay pamantayan ho nagmumula sa Department of Health sa lahat ho ng mga ospital ng pamahalaan, gobyerno yan, provincial man, or payan mga government hospital, government-funded hospital, kasama ang mga nasa probinsya, patulad ng provincial hospital, itong Zamboanga del Sur Medical Center. Marami hong reklamo dito. May mga nurse pa ho na tinanggal nila at gusto hong kumatok sa hotel na kung saan alam nila nagrereklamo ho yung mga nurse na tinanggal nila na matagal na. Marami hong pumupunta ngayon sa hotel at kumakatok at gusto magpa-interview ng mga pasyenteng nakaranas din ng kapabayaan. Ano bang issue ho rito mga boss? Simple lamang, kami ho nag-iimbestiga base doon sa complaint at nag-imbita ho sa amin si Governor Yu. Hindi naman ho kami hinarap. Eto ho, ang sentro ho ngayon ng investigasyon ng BITAG at ang NBI, kung sa kami ho, dito ho sa parting to, nasa ultrasound room, nasa delivery room at nasa morgue. Bakit ho yan? Malalaman niyo ho yan mamaya kung bakit. At sasabihin ho namin sa inyo. Mas mahalaga ho, kaya nilapit na ho namin dito ho kay Secretary Francisco Duque at sinabi niya, Ben, may mas magaling dito. Ito talagang maaasahan mo to. At pagdating sa mga hospital, kung may kapabayaan or anything, protocol, procedures, and regulations, ito makakasagot sa iyo. Ito ho yung interview namin ho ni Yusek Leopoldo Vega, Dr. ho to. Pagdating ho doon sa regulator, ito ho'y regulations or regulatory, para ho silang in charge, mga regulatory body pagdating sa mga hospitals. Kung may nilabag nga ba, mas magandang mapakinggan nyo ho, ano? Dr. Kagampan at Gobernador Yu at lahat ng mga doktor, kinig kayo, mga nurses. Sinasaladuhan namin kayo dyan, pero hindi naman lahat kayo dyan. Bagkus, mas maganda kung nakikinig kayo at maintindihan ninyo. Kamutihan sa Pagadian, kung gapamati dito, gatanaw ng programa ini, matututo ka mo. Okay? Panoorin.
Yusek, una sa lahat, kaya kami pumunta sa inyo because we would like to do the due diligence of really coming to you and making sure na hindi kami lumagpas doon sa sinasabing responsibilidad namin sa media. Kami ho'y public service na nilapitan ho sa pambansang sumbungan. At first, it was just a simple sumbong until such time we aired, but then the hospital managed by the provincial government under the governor, we called their attention and tried to touch base with them. Nakausap namin yung DOH regional director at the time. And so he was bothered. Now, touching base with them, sabi ng director ng DOH, sige, kakausapin niya si Gob. Apparently, we tried our best na makontak sila. And we were only hearing the side of the complainant. After that, Yusek, nagpa-press ko na lang sila. And when they were doing the press con, it was more on the credibility and the personality ng pobreng husband or the father of doon sa fetus na nawala sa tiyan ng kanyang misis. Sir, ganito lang. Number one is we come to your doorstep to inform you that we're having a hard time doon sa hospital director, the head doctor ng Zamboanga del Sur Medical Center. Kasi ang ginagawa niya, Yusek, pinapasa niya kami sa legal, sa governor's office, is hiding that mantle ng provincial government. Which now, parang sa amin, kung hindi namin siya ma-interview, magkakaroon ng big question sa taong bayan. And he's refusing it. Is there any way that your office or the office of the Secretary of DOH can call his attention to see the possibility of having to interview because they're using the Internal Revenue Allotment under pa rin sa regulations ninyo?
Unang-una, there has already been a complaint towards a patient. And second, there are issues that has to be raised and be cleared in terms of the complaint. We can actually call on him and write him a letter. He must provide some answers to some of the questions being raised by the community.
How do we handle this from your standpoint? Kasi sa DOH kami, tatakbo kami ngayon sa inyo, sa Department of Health, because kayong regulatory body sa lahat ng mga hospital. Especially pag may complaint na kapareho nito.
Tama yan, Ben. Alam mo, there are really standard protocols when it comes to patient information and patient care in totality. So yung pinakwento mo sa akin kanina, the story of this pregnant woman who had to undergo an ultrasound only to be diagnosed at that time by a radiologist probably on an ultrasonographer in that institution that they were already dealing with a dead fetus. They must pass on this information to the patient so that it can be clear on what she is undergoing. I think the basic protocol of patient care, which is the right of information to be given by the doctor on the condition of the patient, was not there. When they went through the process of delivering this baby and they knew that the baby died and just pass it on to the husband, the protocol is it has to be handled by the hospital staff because this has to be properly recorded, properly analyzed on why the patient died, and then this has to be placed in the sanctorium of the morgue. It's not the patient who brings the dead son or daughter or whoever it is to the morgue, and that is basically out of protocol. Pwede yun. And this is the reason why even the security guard should have already handled that situation by reporting it at once to the hospital authorities who were at that time.
All right.
So I think from what I get from it, it all really started with giving due respect to this patient, of giving the proper information, which is the right really, so that they can actually act on it and they can parang internalize what happened to them. That must have been given to them.
Right.
That's something very basic.
Okay, going back at Yusek very clearly. Apparently, the mother said, we interviewed the mother, hindi raw sinabi sa kanya na kung ano ang nakita sa ultrasound. While at the same time, parang sa press con ng mga medical staff sa Zamboanga Luzon Medical Center, na alam na raw ng pasyente na during sa ultrasound, patay na yung fetus, there's no cardiac activity. But the patients, wala silang alam, including the husband. So now, after that, binalik siya doon sa tent, only outside kasi pinaprocess pang kanyang admission. Pinunasan na siya ng gel sa puerta ng misis niya. The next day, mga 2 o'clock in the afternoon, lumabas na yung ulo ng sanggol sa puerta. Nakita ng mister, takbo agad siya sa emergency. And 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, sabi ng husband and the patient, kasama nila doon sa tent, bakit ganon? Tsaka dinala sa delivery room. Pagdating sa delivery room, kinausap ko ulit yung pasyente, yung mother, kung sinabi ba sa kanya kung patay ang fetus, kung pinakita sa kanya, I'm sorry, kinalulungkot namin patay ng sanggol mo. Wala daw talaga. Ang nangyari, so walang alam daw ang misis, sabi ng misis na more of parang tribe sila, Subanon eh. Medyo unlettered. Yung husband looks more like unlettered. So, binigay lang daw sa husband sa plastic yung fetus, and then hawak-hawak ng husband, gusto niya munang iniwan niya kanyang misis, tatakbo muna lalabas. But sabi niya, pinuna siya ng gwardiya, ibalik mo sa morgue yan. Pumunta siya sa morgue, walang tao. Ang tanong namin, sir, pag yung mga dead fetus ka pareho niyan, ipapasa ba sa pasyente yan for basically parang ilibing mo na lang? Or may protocol bang hospital dyan na dapat malaman natin, sir? Baka dito nagkulang kasi wala daw nag-attend sa kanila sa morgue. Nilabas na lang kinabukasan, nilibing na lang sa sementeryo, naghukay na lang sila doon sa puntod ng kalang kaibigan. What do you think of that, sir? Doon sa parting yung patay na yung fetus, wala na, and then binigay sa pasyente, ni walang paperworks. Humihingi ng death certificate yung husband, hindi naman binibigyan kasi patay na raw daw eh. Hindi naman nagkaroon ng live birth. So, based on abortion na raw yun kasi in-induce na nila kasi patay na raw yung sanggol sa sinapupunan, kaya yun ang ginawa nila. That's what the father is complaining now, sir. What do you think?
Alam ng yan, lahat ng staff na how to properly dispose a dead body. hindi mo man lang ibibigay dapat yan sa pasyente o sino mang kamag-anak yung dead body na yan because that will still have to be properly recorded and properly monitored in terms of what the cause of the death, and that has to be properly disposed to the morgue din. Hindi basta-bastang ibibigay mo lang. That's out of protocol ang sinasabi mo, Ben. So we need to clarify these issues because there is already a standing long-time protocol on how we dispose dead bodies in an institution in a hospital.
So do you find it unethical, immoral, illegal, or
Yeah, it's very unethical and not following protocols, which are actually standards of operations in a hospital setting. The way you related to me, I think it was really a lack of compassionate thinking towards a patient who was unlettered. Parang ganun ang dating eh. Parang there was a lack of empathy. Well, what we can do really is we can write the hospital director, find out from themselves also on why they deviated from the protocols of the right of information and the right of and the proper disposal of dead body.
would DOH come in to investigate if indeed may mga violations as far as the regulations set forth by the DOH? That's a
Of
provision.
course, sir. Of course, Ben. Of course, we can have the complaint and then we will investigate on what really happened and transpired on this patient.
Okay, na-record namin lahat, sir, kasi ang aming mga investigators sa Zamboanga del Sur, Pagadian, 4 days na. They will be staying there for the next 6 days. Ang gagawin namin, sir, isa-subject namin sa polygraph test yung pasyente, yung wife.
Okay.
Now, we want to use the same protocol, although voluntary sila na magsasubmit sa polygraph test. Now, because they're accusing the doctor, we cannot force the doctor, the professional, to ask the question kung sino yung sa ultrasound, sa delivery, and then sa morgue, kasi kiniklaim ng pasyente, wala talagang communication sa kanila. The right of the patients to be informed. As to the patient who wanted to be subjected to a polygraph test, said hindi nangyari lahat yun. Kaya parang they're complaining about this. Kaya nilabot namin sa inyo.
Okay, Ben. Now, padala mo lang sa akin even through Viber the specifics, the complaints, and so we can work on it.
All right.
Ganun lang.
Any possibility, sir, na pwede matawagan, sir, by tomorrow because our is staying tomorrow sa Pagadian?
I will try to call him up tomorrow. The director, pero kagampan. I'll try to find out the telephone number of this person.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yun lang, sir.
Through what we can do, Ben, is work this out with our regional director kasi they're under the, of course, the overview of the regional director for 9. And then we will update him on this and find out what really happened.
Okay. With that, sir, I thank you so much.